is it that we get a quarterfinal every single day? forZe versus Nemiga and Harry's Hobbit feet. Well, they're going to have something to say about this pistol round, I think.
Yeah, man, just letting the music play us in a bit.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't, you know.
It's all good, man. It's your first time. It's fine. You'll get the hang of it. Now look at this, right? We got this little con push. Flit is waiting, but he gets bested right away. Face crack. And Jerry was boosted, but somehow everything has come up in favor of Nemiga. They get triple peaked there, down in the tunnel, and everyone falls on the side of forZe in a matter of moments. Almeza and Z-Power left up in a 2v4. And Almeza was the guy who was boosting Jerry, so he's at least gotten that kit from Jerry's body, and now looks to put up a bit of a stand here over in the A bomb site. There is this rotation from Z-Power, but it's coming in safe all the way back through the B site. And so for the time being, Almeza just had to concede this one and let that bomb go down.
Yeah, they've got all the info as well. They hear Z-Power run up, so smoking off at the dumpster. Almeza's going to move in quick, and they're actually not looking, but Box with a flick back, and Z-Power can't land the killing blow. Box doubles down in the post plant, and Nemiga, they take the pistol round. I am scared for forZe in this matchup. I'm just going to throw it out there, right? As good as
sound like 100%.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like the.
I did try and change it to 80, but you know, I still think forZe are going to win it, but I don't think it's going to be free, right? Like, just off of the fact that those previous results are so often shown up in favor of Nemiga. It doesn't matter about the prac. It doesn't matter about the familiarity. Nemiga have got those wins. And funnily enough, 2 of the 3 wins, well, the first was in RTR earlier in the year when Nemiga managed to group forZe back with Na'Vi. And then the second one was in the qualifier for We Play Clutch Island, another RMR event. Here we are in the 3rd RMR event. And forZe has a lot to prove here in this quarterfinal.
We play, we pay. It's a new Nintendo platform, I think. Nonetheless, here we go. And what presence was shown over there towards Fountain is actually going to traverse back towards B. 5 deep, AK on Lolly.
Yeah, the info's about to be here, but info's not really going to matter when they get smoke walked. If Face Crack can't find multiple kills, this round is done.
No. There was a chance.
Sorry to break it to you.
Speaking of broken, Harry.
Yeah?
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good, dude. You know, getting to watch this nice little quarterfinal play on out between, you know, forZe, who I think out of the 2 of these would be like the...
Favorite?
Well, yeah, you know, favorite kind of, but as Hugo said, like the track record maybe doesn't lean that way. And that's why I was surprised to see the full forZe pick come through. But I think it's because you look at like a tenure in like the top, not just in CIS, but also like outside of that, right? I think forZe have been the ones out of these 2 teams to come closer to that time and time again. And I think that's why a lot of people, right, like forZe, they've got that recognition where we know that they can play versus top teams. We know they can take maps or series away from top teams. And we haven't necessarily seen that same feat with Nemiga.
Yeah, and as well, on top of that, I think inside of these group stage 4s, they made it through the more difficult group here. They were both Na'Vi and VP. VP in great form right now inside of this group. Plus is Sparta, who made waves, and K23 with some bigger names as well. Obviously, for Group B, there was more so that 3rd spot that we weren't sure who was going to take it. It was Nemiga, but, you know, Winstrike certainly could have. Ethereal found 1 win, so... a lot up for grabs, but here in the playoffs, Na'Vi have already taken down Gambit 2-0 to begin earlier on today. They go on to face VP, and the winner of this is going to be fighting Spirit for the chance of that grand final. Nice nades in middle, though. The scout is out, and now back to the pistols.
Yeah, Nemiga reconsidering everything right there. They find some success with the nades. That draws quite a bit of attention from forZe towards A.
It's the same as last round, Trace. It's the mid push. The forZe get the info, but the info doesn't really matter when you've lost the B bomb site. Jerry may have utility, but how much can he do against a 5-man monster rush?
Well, the jig's up now. forZe definitely know that this is an A hit, and Nemiga are starting to show face.
Oh.
Speaking of face, here comes a crack with a MAC-10, and that's the end of that big flank.
Nice. Nemiga is slowed down on this B approach, though. They get through monster, but they don't commit. Killing that flank only makes you think there's a stack, and even though there wasn't, well, now forZe have had the time to move players over. Maybe they doubt themselves, but here comes the commitment for Nemiga.
Yes, indeed. And this is just going to be a clinical showing, rather, of how to take the site. There wasn't really anything to hold on to there if you're forZe. You didn't put your seatbelt on, and ultimately, you were ejected from the round.
Yeah, but now we got this first buy coming in, and this is where things are going to get interesting, right? Or at least you hope. Gonna get to see that AWP in the hands of Z-Power. CT sides and post plants. This guy is a bit of a beast with it. So hopefully he's got that strong performance on lock from the get-go. Now an attempt at a bit of a bonus round here from Nemiga, keeping a Galil and 2 MAC-10s in play. MDS levitating his way over into the corner.
Oh.
Jerry is holding for it. Jerry is the one guy without head armor as well. So these MAC-10s, these Galils could do damage, and they do exactly that. Comes back to punish him almost immediately.
But again, he got the info. He saw the bomb on the entry. So if Nemiga don't commit soon, there's going to be another stack here for forZe and the flank available on Flit. Face crack gets spammed through the monster smoke, rather. And Flit is slowly regressing. If Nemiga bail out of this round and double back, he will be there ready and waiting. He's not over pushing this, though. It's a good call. Obviously, if they go connected, they can bypass him, but that's a risk he's willing to take. And they actually might just commit into B anyway. I say that the bomb's now leaving. Yeah, they were throwing util, but only to keep the position on B for forZe. But here comes the info for Flit.
Yeah, he's got that little bit of a pixel underneath the wood so that he can see just a little bit and maybe have the drop on someone like Speedak.
If he was wider, he actually would have had way more info there, but he was trying to play safe, and it actually comes back to hurt him.
That's about the way it goes on day number 16 here, Hugo. The 16th day of the Intel Extreme Masters New York. 2020 online.
CIS.
CIS.
Z-Power might want to call for some of these rotates. There's very little time left, and with all this utility coming in towards A, they will rotate up the remaining 2, but if nothing's found soon, this might have to be a save. 3-on-4 retake with no money. Yeah, that's it, cool. They're out of there, they're giving it up. So 4 on the board for Nemiga. Jerry gets that opening kill in the round and then falls to the MAC-10. And from that point onwards, it's just downhill. They lose Flit over in mid, playing his little angle in the park. That does not go his way. Oh, Almeza, don't go any further forward. As they are holding on to the connector, that's Speedak lying in wait.
Jerry seemed pretty happy about starting CT Overpass, but right now it's not doing forZe a whole lot of good, right? We haven't had one of those big rifle rounds. That was their first buy. You know, not one with all the util, with the option of a double AWP. Not that forZe are keen on the double AWP, but even just having the availability, having the option can be nice as well. Even so, first gun round goes the way of Nemiga, stealing it right away. forZe rebuying, and this is far better of an investment now, right? That save does give them a little bit more to work with. Maybe Z-Power can get back into middle and be a nuisance, but even when we saw him on the scout there, he got double naded out from Nemiga. So let's see, let's find out.
Yeah, he's going to try his hand at the immediate mid-peak, but that flash is good. Keeps him off the angle for a moment, and now he might be a little scared to swing wide and might look to leave because he doesn't know if anyone was able to cross into park on the back of that flash. So he has to give up his aggressive mid-hold and instead look to hold this one from the toilets. Face crack, trying to duel it short. Oh, Almeza, how didn't more of that do damage? That was dead on. And actually, Almeza gets tagged through the wall in return, and he's down to 15 HP. Jerry's boosted, and that's at least 1 kill going the way of forZe, finding a 4-on-4 again. That's a... Oh, there we go, the revenge of Almeza. Back through the wood, and back again. Gio gonna try and get out through Monster in the meantime. This bomb is still dropped outside of B. And Gio might be a little bit deeper than forZe are ready for. They drop this smoke, but Gio's going to try and move around it, and this has not deterred the push. Almaz is holding and does bail Jerry out, so both these B players are low, and that molly is going to be enough to maybe deal with Jerry, but he lives to tell the tale and actually falls a little deeper than they would have liked. Speedak opening up a 2-on-3 once again. And with 30 seconds left, Nemiga, they can kind of pick and choose where they want to go here. It's going to be this B site with the bomb being dropped outside of it. Maybe forces their hand. Z-Power's already rotating, but
hey.
there's a molly to find Jerry. He had 2 HP, so 1 tick is all it takes. Z-Power holding from heaven. We need him to step up because Allmazer is low. Z-Power, it's down to the 1v1. Speedak with that bomb does get it down.
Weirdly enough, forZe in one of the most advantageous situations they had this entire game. You squander that one. Nemiga pick it up. They go 5-0. forZe left reeling in the deep.
Nice.
I knew you guys would get the Adele references.
Yeah.
So
forZe, they could have had it all, but 0-5.
now forZe will go for a tactical timeout because that does make sense, actually.
Yeah, nice rotates from Nemiga so far, right? It's putting the seed of doubt in forZe, going back up to A in some of these rounds, sometimes just stalling outside of B and late committing. The molly to Jerry, man, that finishes him off. He can't leave barrels. He spent his entire round dodging fire.
It's a real shame as well because it's a bit of a slow start here from Flit and FaceCrack, and both of these players have offered up like key kills at key moments in a round. Like, you think about how that round plays out. FaceCrack tried challenging short early on, dies. Well, luckily enough, Allmazer and Jerry pull it back into an advantage for forZe. But then inside of the A site, Flick gets caught trying to stare down short by the man that was lurking over towards that side of the map. Goes down, and then that means Z-Power is actually late to the B rotate. And that leads to that B site getting compromised. Doesn't help that he misses a few shots, right? But a little run boost to fling him over, and Lollipop is not tagged.
Through the legs.
It's nutmegged.
Scary stuff, yeah. And Nemiga have been doing a really good job of using this entire clock as well. On a map like Overpass, where those rotates are so available, if you don't have B short as a CT, Nemiga constantly in the heads of forZe who don't know whether to gamble and have to make those loud rotations of their own, right? If you're running back up A, you're going to get heard from that short side. The AWP getting boosted along now. Almazer's got info towards B, but doesn't really see anything. They know Lollipop was here earlier. This time it's a default for Nemiga, not a commitment out the gate. And they just hold. They just use this clock. And it might be to their benefit as forZe re-aggress in Toilet, not going much further than this. Flip, holding Divider with the AWP covering. Barrel could give him away with the silencer. But Z-Power's holding wide, so it should be all fine and dandy for now. Do they flash in, or do they just dry peek it? Miss shot. Flit's now on the chopping block. Z-Power's trying to go back for more, but nades are coming through. They don't know about the second man. That's still something for forZe, but with 5 players about to attack this A site, forZe have no idea, and they're only going to figure out when it's already too late. The nade is good, and now A belongs to the T's.
Oh, yeah, it does. They can just stroll right on in. And so far, this T side for Nemiga has left much to be desired for forZe fans.
Great utility though, through and through, right? From like B Molotovs to A nades, they're getting a lot of value for their grenades. And goodbye, no save today. 6-0. This is a brilliant T side from Nemiga.
Yeah, and this is why, you know, the predictions did look like they did. Looks like everybody is going to be reeling in the deep.
I don't think it's over. It's 6-0.
I don't know, man.
3-map series. forZe are really good at Dust 2. Keep in mind, they dominated Na'Vi on that map just the other day. We did catch that game. It was a 16-9, 13-2 CT side before it got a bit closer, but still not a worry. And with Mirage to finish as well, you know, that's another good map for forZe. I think they're here for the long game, but right now, short end of the stick.
Ooh. Jerry almost gets found jumping up and over. But it's Gio to open this round up, and Lollipop looking to continue it. Oh, he will. He's been looking real good as Lollipop. Speedak with the tag down here in mid. That forces Flit away. He was the one armored player as well. The bombs down in B. It's 7-0 for Nemiga. And this Overpass pick is starting to look really, really good from Nemiga. And that's kind of what we expect, right? This is a very, very good map for them. And while it's one that forZe have played a lot, it's not really been to fantastic results for forZe. That's pretty important to bear in mind, right? That they've been dominated by some other good CIS teams on this map in the past, right? Like they lost to Spirit 16-4 a little while ago. Gambit Youngsters as well. Oh, sorry, just Gambit, actually. Forgot that happened. Gambit, just Gambit.
Yes.
They lost there. That was a little bit closer, 14-16, but still. You know, like, losing is something that forZe are kind of used to on Overpass. Wow. As awful as that sounds. It used to be a good map for them as well. But I think Jerry even said in the interview, right, that it just feels like, you know, they've had a bit of a troublesome time here as of late.
Just great from Nemiga, though. You can't take it away from them. They've had some really well-called T rounds so far, and the individuals are showing through, like Lollipop, like Speedak.
Yeah, I will say something that concerns me a bit is this very, very slow start from a couple of players on forZe. Look, there's even the 5-man boost to Jerry.
Oh, he's
Poor
on the
guy.
side.
Yeah, he was just standing in V. He was up on top of the railing, and that led to his head being visible.
It's one thing dying in like heaven or jump spotting, but he's not. He's just standing at the site. Nice flash.
I love this response though, right? They realize immediately, well, they're doing the 5-man boost, so they aggress. They get close at Monster, and they turn this into an advantageous round. That's a very, very good, quick reaction from forZe to realizing what's happened, like how you've lost Jerry, and what the kind of follow-through plan is on the back of it. And that's always been one of the issues with those 5-man boosts, right? It's like the moment you spot it, oh, well, you know where everyone is. And it's like, normally the cool, oh, they're probably T-spawn. Like, isn't that helpful 20 seconds into the round? But it's like, in this instance, it really, really is. You know that everyone is just going to be abandoning that 5-man boost. And so they immediately try and hunt down these players. Speedak left alone. Flit's going to get the better of him. And that's the first round on the board for forZe. So from disaster in the opening segments of that round to success immediately thereafter.
Yeah, you can see how much Nemiga don't want forZe to get a grip of the economy, right? Speedak throws the AWP out and then goes and gets an AK. Little does he know, Z-Power already had the AWP, so it really wasn't a worry. Like I said, forZe are not a keen double AWP team. They can do it, but they don't often choose to, and probably not on this map either with how they're approaching some of these rounds. So, yeah, it's not a worry, but it may be a surprise to Nemiga as forZe bring out the AWP yet again. Now, 16k on Speedak before the buy, so he has no issues reinvesting. Spam to be sure they get right past it. Is that going to be a surprise to forZe? The info's there, and the Dink 2. Damage done onto Face Crack. He's still standing on the spam. That nade, if it was earlier, would have finished the job. But this boost up could do everything instead. Jerry jumps off, and more utility into this B bomb site. No one playing Monster, though. Nemiga's still set outside of B on a default round. I might just be looking for the commitment.
And with Flit in this position to hold both mid and connector, they decide to preemptively rotate Z-Power down to B. That's a good call to have made. MDS makes a bit of noise up at the A site. That's not going to bring Z-Power back. There he is over here in heaven, the lineup for Jerry and Monster. And they start to get a bit more control over this game now, as it's all left onto MDS. He was late lurking top con. They knew about it. He dealt with Jerry getting aggressive. With 35 seconds left, this bomb in enemy territory is not going to happen. 2 on the board for forZe, and finally seeing what we were kind of hoping from them. Namely, you know, guys like Flit, Z-Power started to find a bit more success. Almazer and Jerry were already looking good to begin this game. Face Crack still 0-6, right? But you think about what he got to do in that round. He never really had a chance to play it. He gets a dink early on and then gets dinked through the spam spot of Monster. And so immediately he's just kind of out of commission and just playing for trades, right? The other guys were the ones leading the charges into those fights.
Flit going for the connector play this time around. A missed grenade from Almazer. Jerry with just an unfortunate peak of a lifetime. 2 people waiting for you there in water.
Yeah, I've been there. We've all been there. The jump up onto the railing, but they're actually already behind the Molotov. They're deeper than you desire. Almazer still spotting on shore. Could get something here. Speedak with the AWP, very quick. Oh dear, he edges in. If he hard peeked that, maybe it was his, but still stuck on B water are the T's in a 3-on-3. Bomb back in spawn. Z-Power coming down con with the AWP and Face Cracks aggressing. 0-6, he's now 0-7. not how you wanted it to go. I like the move, but the result isn't there. Deagle spam does do something, and the bomb picked back up. Do they want to double back to A, as they now know that both these CTs are on the lower bomb site with Z Power coming down out con? Bomb's staying here. Both T's are low. Box is going to try and fake out noise towards that A site and draw at least one rotation up. And that he has done. But for how long? This is actually a great flank. Knowing that one B player is going to stay and Z Power might come up con, well, he's got A long. He can wrap the site. And if he hits a good timing, if he keeps running, he can get behind Almeza in B. Or is it all a ruse and he goes back down towards the connector? If so, he's going to die.
Oh, well, it looks to be the latter, Hugo. MDS left alone, and Almeza's here. Takes the peak, and the timing couldn't have gotten worse for MDS. From 7-0 to 7-3. One of the downsides, though, about this whole ordeal is that for forZe, they're never going to have, like, a real timing where, you know, you're, like, just flat out in charge of the money. I think that's one of the problems that people have with, like, the economy right now is that, you know, if you get off to one of these starts on the T side and then the other team starts to try and, like, you know, string it back against you, well, you know, but by the time forZe kind of start to equal this up, if they really do want to go for, like, a quick turnaround, you're going to be building up max loss bonus. And so by the time that rolls around, you know, you're more or less buying every round, or at least throwing something into play. Face crack, getting aggressive. Man, he's having such a rough game. He spotted Speedak. He was like, I'm going to wait for the perfect moment. He waits to get the good angle in the smoke, sprays away, and then dies to the AWP. Getting away with just more damage. That's been his whole game thus far.
ADR, but no kills. Yeah, that's going to make you upset, right? Let's hope he can keep himself in it. Nice shot from MDS, picking up a B pick, but it's actually an A play, and forZe have had to deal with a lot of these lower site rounds, so already 2 here with the AWP. Boost up again for Speedak, doesn't spot anything off the jump. Flit is playing for the connector rotate, but it looks like a spawn wrap for MDS if he does want to double back, and this flank, oh boy, it's being sold by MDS. He gets another kill in B. Flit's going down. A is open. Z-Power is still watching the site like, I don't see him, and they're going to realize all too late that it's actually outplay from Nemiga. Flit could even get stabbed in the back off the late look, but he's actually watching for it now. The realization is in. He's going to try and take down MDS, and Z-Power coming up the stairs.
Oh, Geo and Flit, they trade places. And whose advantage is this going to lie towards? Because right now, Geo doesn't know, and Speedak might just get shot in the back. Now, Geo is there to respond, right, at the very, very least. Gets it back down to a 1v1. The bomb's not planted for him. He's trying to swing wide. Z-Power is sticking it. Geo closing the gap, though. Going to get there just in time and takes him off the bomb. Z-Power kicking himself after that one, falls in favor of Nemiga. You understand why he sticks it, right? He hopes that Geo's just going to call his bluff, and with the bomb not being planted for him, you'd think maybe he has to make a bit of noise on the run-up to get there ahead of time. But because he's immediately anticipating that that might be the decision made by Z-Power, he's already closed the gap, and he's done it silently the entire way. So Z-Power had no idea. Nemiga, they win that round, but they still call in the TAC timeout here. And that's exactly because of what you said earlier, Hugo, right? The last thing you want is to have this big lead, be 7-0 up, and then you let your opponent get back in. You let them build some confidence, some ideas as to how to break down what you're trying to bring to the table. And they know that winning this next round can make all the difference between like an incredibly dominant half and one that ends up with a really strong start and then can still get pretty even. If they win this round, they break the money of forZe. And so we get back-to-back-ticles. Back-to-back-ticles. That's what you call a back-to-back TAC timeout. Just makes more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Now, like I say, if they win this, forZe have got no money. Suddenly, you're 9-3 up. You're up against an eco or a partial investment on the players that can afford it, but it should just be an eco. So...
BG go next.
Exactly. Lose fast, go next.
Take Overpass off the map pool, re-queue. But we're not there yet, Harry. forZe still with some fight in them yet. Yeah, some really good mid-rounding from Nemiga, right? And Gio, it's the, like you said, it's the immediate re-aggression. The second he gets that kill, he walks out toilet. He doesn't wait. He doesn't hang around and hide. That's what, you know, obviously Z-Power's hoping for. But Gio getting right back into the action, right back into the fray, and back up to 8 are these Ts. Low utility for forZe. They've liked their aggro flash plays towards B, one-waying smokes. A lot of that are going to be out the window and off the table now. Flit getting smoked in con, they can run out B short. As long as that's communicated, it's fine. It's not just communicated, it's sprayed through the smoke, a free kill. MDS does dart through, but it's a limited success. Flit's already backed up towards A. This is a great call for forZe in a 5-on-3. They don't want to lose any more of these advantageous rounds, and so backing up into safer positions, more tradable ones at that, is going to be good. MDS bypasses Flit, although he doesn't know. Z-Power on the AWP, gone on A. That's great for Nemiga. They could commit to this site, but SpeedX dead on lower. Flit now can come in with a backstab.
Look at the bomb, Hugo. Look at the bomb here. It's left over in T-Ramp. Now, this is a bit of a classic matchmaking play. We've all seen it. Your teammates, none of them want the bomb. And so what do? Well, you just drop it. And you go, well, we'll think about that later.
As good as you are at Counter-Strike, Harry, I'd say you're a bit of a culprit to the 5G, where you immediately drop a bomb and spawn.
Here's the problem. I often get thrown the bomb, despite being the guy who tries to go in first all the time, and so I don't want it.
In my eyes, as long as you're dropping it outside of a site, you're fine. Like, where it was there was fine. It was just the fact that no one took it.
Hawker and Trace.
Names now. Names now.
These guys love a bomb drop in spawn.
Called out by name. 8-4 in the game.
Oh, dear.
Now, Harry, also the last one alive every single time somehow. I'm not saying that he's doing a lot of baiting.
That's entirely true.
But, you know, it's always, can we drop you a gun? Can we give you this? Do you need anything else?
I play only in a lot of games that we play, so I can drop everyone.
Your honor, Harry. I don't think.
Of course, you guys can defend each other's honor. All night long, in fact.
Yeah, don't get too jealous, Trace.
Y'all are pathetic. I'm out.
Man, when I'm dropping 39 Dig only so I can drop my team, I'm hardly not being a team player.
Shut up, beta.
All right, here we go. We got Flit over here in the toilets, and Nemiga sneaking past him. He doesn't know that they've gotten out through mid. However, Z-Power is waiting to hold this down from back in the A site. AWP here, locked and loaded, ready to go. But the last thing you want is to put this AWP in the hands of your ecoing opponents. And so that's why we see this early rotation back from Flit, right? Just to help out, just to help hold on to this site a little longer.
Ooh.
Smoke's now fading, and Flit's going to decide to re-aggress. This could cause problems, but only up against the armorless pistols. Hopefully it's not the end of the world, and they do lose Flit. Oh no, Z-Power's gone as well, and that AWP being given over, that is the one thing you didn't want here. Jerry is going to try and get the site back under control, but they've already grabbed the AWP. They've already got that bomb down. And it's gone from bad to worse. They molly lollipop out, but he just runs. He runs back to toilets. And with the bomb planted for here, this is now a very, very hard retake for forZe.
FaceCrack's got to stick it. He's the only one with the kit, but he's re-aggressing for kills. He does find one. AWP needs to hit a random shot through the smoke, baited in by Almeza, and a missed shot. Box is dead. It's SpeedX with the dig in a one-on-one. FaceCrack on the bomb, and he's got it with 6 health to spare. FaceCrack, a slow start to this game, but a strong round there. His first 2 kills and the defuse against Eco.
No, that's good, right? Like, this is what you often say. If someone's kind of having a pretty weak performance, especially in comparison to what you're used to seeing from a guy like FaceCrack, it's like, yeah, okay, you're not getting all the kills, but you're getting the kills you have to for us to win rounds.
Wait for your round.
And exactly, right? And that's what happens there. Like, yeah, you know, you don't have 20 kills yet, but it's like, we needed you to get those 2. We needed you to get the defuse, and he delivers that. Nemiga still a great eco nonetheless, right? They get it down to a 1v1. They almost win the round, and they do a lot of damage at least, keeping that reset looming over forZe into round 15. So still a chance at a 10-5 half, especially if Nemiga get this round in their pocket. They weren't ready for them to be our monster, but somehow Almeza able to overstay his welcome. I don't know how he's gotten away with his life. He is somehow the last guy alive at B. He had a knife out running up bridge, and yet he's still here. Z-Power smoked off over at short, and Flit on a rotate down towards CT. He's the one player they don't know about yet, and they will deal with Almeza.
Nice re-aggro for Flit, though. Gio's off the bomb. He had a chance to move. ZPow running through the smoke with no teammate in sight. Gio can win this one-on-one. He's low HP, though. Doesn't want to give away the kill. Flash out. Flit moving in. Hit Flash does nothing. Flit's just holding for this peek, and he gets it. Good patience. ZPow full send through the smoke. Jumping AWP on the retake. That was a bit of a weird round, but Flick coming down to B in time saves the day, right? He was trying to cover Almeza. He was trying to keep Bridge under control, but Almeza gets wrapped from the right side. And yeah, that's just another crazy, weird round that got far too close for forZe's liking, but a round is a round nonetheless. Looking for a 7-8 at the half. And Harry, it might be one of those halves that does indeed fizzle out, like you were saying. You know, the strong start, the slow finish. Look at that scoreboard. Look at the blue. It's ramping up.
Yeah, one of the saddest things for Nemiga is and they know this as well, as demonstrated by their kind of, you know, very liberal use of tac pauses. They know how close they've been to breaking the money of forZe throughout this entire first half, right? All this success has always come at a bit of a cost, and you've always had them right on that breaking point, right on the precipice, but you've never been able to push that over the edge and break the money of forZe. It's a 2-on-3 to close out the half. Bear in mind, this was a 7-0 start for Nemiga, right? And suddenly it kind of puts into perspective how close this game has gotten. Speedak going to go back to grab the bomb and rejoin Gio down here at B. FaceCrack and Jerry in the site. ZPower a very long way away on this rotate. Is starting to make reparations for that now, falling back in through the long side. Gio. Well, he spot the man at barrels. He can see a bit of a texture there. You would have noticed that as he moves in, but he misses it now that it's concealed by the pillar. Jerry's going to try and draw the attention in from CT, and that'll give FaceCrack ample time to lock this round down.
TikTok, 30 on the clock. Out they go with their contact play. Speedak could check this. Jerry, oh, his head sticking out, and he does go down. His FaceCrack now with the round in the palm of his hand. Gio's going to see him, and they line up, but instantly domed by Speedak, leaves it all to the AWP.
ZPower, in comparison to what we're used to seeing from him, had a relatively quiet game thus far. This would be a hell of a 1v2 to find. But down here in water, that's where the first threat lurks. Speedak gone. Gio is also in this position, and ZPower gets that info. How's he going to deal with this? Oh, like that! With the AWP, he locks in the 1v2. Defuse going to come in. And it's 7 on the board for forZe. From 7-0 in favor of Nemiga to an 8-7 half in which Nemiga just about closed it out in their favor. Stick around, because they'll be back with that second half of play in just a moment.
In paradise, the sun never goes, it's a feeling. We watch the waves wash over the shore, the horizon was blinding. This could be the end of the world as we know it. Oh, this could be the end of the world as we know it. And we never thought we'd get this far. I'm gonna stay true. These songs I wrote for you. Oh, they make me blue. They make me blue. What did you say? want you to go to hell and back just to feel the fire. We gon' turn up in this place and come alive.
Ah, there it is. The end of the course that I wanted to hear before we got into the second half, everybody. It's Overpass. It's an AT&T Super Series. Of course, that's also our second CIS quarterfinal at that. We're going to jump back into it. It's a pretty close race right here at the end of the half. 8-7 down the board. Nemiga just skating away with that 1-point lead. And obviously for forZe, it was a little bit slower of a start, but perhaps there's something on their T side they've just been saving up. I'm with Harry and Hugo. Like it or not, that's who I'm with.
Wow, what an intro. Thanks, Trace.
No problem, man. Anytime.
Fast up comp for forZe, though. They're going towards this A site with a couple in mid, and Nemiga have that info. SpeedX spotting. It's going to double back and call for rotations. Look at that mini-map. We got Blue running right up the stairs. Smoke down on the site. Almeza flashed in. He's got a lot of bodies to deal with, though, and nothing's really giving him the fight. Finally, SpeedX swings wide, but he is traded. Dink down his lollipop. The bomb plant is in. This is a good round for forZe so far.
Real good stuff. Bomb planted. Now it's all in the force to just hold on with 3 players alive for Nemiga, and one of them being on 7 HP. This has turned into quite the skirmish for FaceCrack. Takes out Box, and really and truly, not sure how Nemiga would get back into this without a series of kills going their way. And MDS starts to work his way out of the bank and into the site. Somehow hits a player. Not really entirely sure how he's done that, but it doesn't quite matter. Lollipop on 7. He's going to pop ahead, and he's going to head on out.
If I could get one thing for Valve, if Valve were like, Hugo, what do you want for Christmas this year? It wouldn't be Source 2. It wouldn't be 1286 servers. It wouldn't be Cheat is Gone. Actually, it might be that. What it would be is fix the clipping on the truck, man. FaceCrack shows it there perfectly. There's so many positions, so many angles on the truck where you think you have a clear shot, but the bullets just like disappear. They go into the wall, and you can't really spam it either. That's fine. I don't want truck to be spammable. I just want the clipping to be fixed. Man, it is frustrating.
As long as we fix that clipping so that the cheaters can't see through it, then, and only then, we will find happiness. Until then,
1.
Yes, and just getting 2 birds stoned at once at that point.
Yes, indeed. But a pistol win for forZe, and back in control of this match. It was a very slow start. It was a 7-0 start for Nemiga. Now they're desperately wishing they could go back to that. E-play for forZe. Couple here, SMG and Toe, and double scout. One in the middle, very deep, has that information. Expecting a B play at this point with 3 CTs here. Could just rotate Box down, but the scout is still looking for picks on that A site. MDS getting tagged, and now Box begins his... Oh no, he's smoking Monster. He's not going to drop with it, though. It's good timing on that smoke. forZe was just lining up util.
Pretty nifty smoke.
Yeah, they don't want to throw away 5 AKs, so they will actually respect the util. MDS has given his SMG to Lollipop, and now playing CZ because he's been tagged. And here comes the contact play. 2 on Monster. MDS, first contact. FaceCrack can swing. Lollipop, rather, can swing as FaceCrack finds the entry. There it is with the flash. Box helps out. He's here with a scout and trying to shoot his teammates in the process as well. Luckily, a missed shot. forZe are trapped. 30 seconds. They have to go B. They almost have no way to get back up towards this top site, and they're going to fight their way through short with a trade. Scout pops out the door, dropping the bomb, and Almeza's late to the party. SpeedX will check for it, but this is not a good round for forZe right now. Almeza needs to go for the bomb, and he needs this B entry right here, right now.
Yeah, he pulls out the AK and begins to spray. He's going to have to tap the bomb and perhaps even stick it. He looks for the kill. Can't get it. No time. It's a done deal. Done data. And all SpeedX has to do is look at the sky.
Yeah, Almeza, he did everything he could there. Physically couldn't have won that round, right? Assuming he does get peaked there from lower, which looked like to be the case. He has to get off the bomb. He has to take the fight. And with a 1v1 not appearing with a second remaining, why would it? SpeedX escape. Wins the round for Nemiga. Great force upset. forZe stuck in the monster. And that's going to be a costly round in this matchup.
It just keeps Nemiga that 1 round ahead.
It's kind of sad we lost Gambit earlier on today, right? Obviously, they've been a really fun team to watch throughout the CIS region. on the other side of the coin, nice to see Na'Vi perform, right? And show up when they really should be. Simple bottomed in that series, Electronic on the top. And so that's it's a change of pace for Na'Vi, but nonetheless still a win, and they have locked in their place against VP. Again, a matchup that has already been won by VP inside of the group stage. 5-0.
Yeah, 9-8 here. First map of the series, Dust to Mirage there following. Again, this is a quarterfinal. We're looking to send a team into the semis. Nemiga can keep up this pace. It might just be them. Look at the pace at which they're pushing Fountain now.
Oh, my.
forZe's a little bit ready for that. That smoke's going to make it a little awkward, but they were ready to pop through. Now they're going to go ahead and turn it all the way back onto B. Full jets, full send. Not a Sage in sight.
Mash in the W key.
This double monster setup is something that forZe don't know about just yet. And that could wreak havoc. They know that one man's here. And so they will check it. They run in. They get Lollipop low, but they don't finish the job, and they might come to regret that. 3 in the round for Lollipop. Tried to make it 4. And finally, he is dealt with by Jerry. But still 3 players inside of this B site for Nemiga.
There's something so satisfying about watching the surf on this map, I swear to God.
Yeah.
For Jerry, though, satisfaction achieved. KIA. That's 10 for Nemiga. Money really not there for the side of forZe. They couldn't forZe up if they wanted to.
I like that joke. I do like that joke.
Man, you know, forZe clan, not to be confused with forZe or FaZe clan.
Oh, they just go through it like, yeah, nothing to lose. Well, your life, maybe the nade doesn't do it. Box will. Pushed up. Now, he's not going to be ready on the right side. Speedak helps him out, though, and Box buys time for a third. Done deal. Lockdown in middle. Nemiga already showing a lot on the CT side. They took mid away in the previous round for forZe, disrupting their plan, forcing them into B and to their death as well. Same again on the eco. Now the buy for forZe. Orb has no armor, and there's one on Speedak here alongside the scout. So this is going to be, you know, bread and butter for Nemiga. This should be them streaking together rounds. If forZe can break the money now, that'd be nice. But obviously there's a good amount of cash left in those bank accounts after pretty clean anti-ecos.
Ooh,
Tight little
Speedak.
angle, Jesus. It's exit power that falls victim to the AWP there of Speedak. Words.
Yes, the AWP.
The AWP. That's
Watch me whip.
Watch me. AWP. Now watch we whip. No one wants to give the AWP twice over.
No.
Go.
Let it die after once.
Oh, well, Speedak. He wants to go for the twice over. A second in the round, and Jerry on the receiving end. forZe, they get out through mid, but their numbers are dwindling. They're battered and bruised.
Look at
Box
this.
is getting aggressive at long as well. Oh my
He's
goodness.
cracked.
They will go back to check for him, and they deal with Box. So, you know, it looked like it was about to
good
get
angle.
scary, but instead it actually ends up giving this this whole round back over to forZe potentially. Right now they have a good fighting chance with Flit aggroing in through long. Speedak dealt with moments ago by Almazer. There is a fast rotate out through the smoke, but FaceCrack is ready and waiting for it. Remember when this guy was like 0-6, 0-7, and now, you know, starting to rise up through the ranks and join the rest of his team on the scoreboard? Couldn't have come at a better timing as well, right? 9 on the board for forZe. And still money for Nemiga. But it's not going to last forever. You don't have those T-side graces of the economy anymore.
That's a big round for forZe, considering that was a 3-on-5 as well, thanks to the AWP in middle. Yeah, surprised. Box, good re-aggression, but gets punished. Only had a pistol and a scout, so he may have a whole lot to fight back, and Flit's been key in this game as well, finding entries now onto this A site for forZe, 9-11, and still money for Nemiga. Yeah, Lollipop knew he had to do that. If he didn't, they would be playing retake a man down, and it probably wouldn't have been theirs. But if he can get out, if he can catch a timing to the truck, maybe he can stop the bomb, put up a fight. But right now, forZe back in control, back with the money, nades into the playground. Not too much damage. They're even going to flash mid. They're so scared of this aggression on parties. Z-Power's been punished before. MDS getting spammed through the monster smoke once again. Flitz defaulting outside B, making noise, keeping Nemiga on lower. Only player trapped right now is going to be Box inside of the long toilets, and they're coming to clear him. Speedak's going to assist with the AWP, can flash him deep as well. He's waiting for Box to get close. There's the flash, and here's the swing. It goes full short. It actually does catch Jerry, but Almeza wasn't blinded and is able to trade. Back to a 4-on-4, and forZe just run through the toilet smoke. They know there's one more A thanks to that flash, but both of them missing the timing. Speedak with the leg, face crack, backing up. Speedak wants to finish the job, but not getting off with the kill. forZe want to drop lower here. Flit's been here the entire round, getting the util out of Nemiga, so as a result, there's no Molotovs to stop them aggressing. And forZe could just execute. That being said, they've barely got util themselves.
Well, Mr. Shelby.
Oh, this position is filthy from MDS.
Og would like to have a word with you.
It does and all. We're down to a 2-on-3. That man advantage that forZe were looking for actually stripped away from them. Flit tries to run down Geo. It's going to fall to Z-Power, but a second man at short should have the round locked in. That's Speedak. He's waiting patiently right now, but he can pounce the moment this bomb tries to go down, and we never even get to that point in time. MDS with
out. What
a
about you?
stellar hold.
Hanging out.
Yeah, and the sad part about that is forZe had 2 flashes. Both of them come in after he gets 2 kills. First player, that's one thing. That's just a surprise. Swing for the trade, still dealt with, and then the double flash, but that doesn't really matter at that point. He's put up the hold, he's shut down the B play, and most importantly, dropped the bomb with info to spare. 12-9 time as an eco comes through for forZe. Again, the mid molly, and they don't have a smoke for it. Jerry does get through, taking limited damage, but he won't capitalize on Speedak, who he could have killed running back. Being said, I say could have killed. The Tech 9,
Does what it needs to, when it needs to. And if you don't buy it, it doesn't need to do anything. Imagine that. Look at this spam, though.
Oh,
It's just a skirmish through a wall.
inked for 2. Geo is very lucky to be alive and healthy at that.
Yeah, but it's these bathrooms that are going to be most contested. Jerry's going to get flashed and immediately erased by Box. Now, does that lead them on that the rest of the team's here? It would appear so.
Nice.
Just as quickly as the round began, the round came to an end. Nemiga up 13, and they have their eyes set on the second map of the series. Now, that being forZe's pick, Hugo, you've highlighted that forZe are really good on Dust 2. And I'm not sure if you still believe that, but do you?
I do. I also thought they put up a little bit more here. I still think it's going 3. But Nemiga are impressing us right now, like, at least personally. Like, we've seen some cool things. The individuals are showing up. Lollipop and Speedak having great games as they began. forZe, it's just been about solving problems, about trying to get back into this game. Losing to 4 spies. Unable to break the money. That's the problem Nemiga had on the first half as well, in fairness. This round won't do it. That's a good shot. Speedak, he's just been lighting up the scoreboard every round, finding these opening picks on the CT side. Beating Z-Power in many of these duels as well. He's 4-on-1 in opening fights.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be slowing down anytime soon. Jerry takes an aggressive peek on a Box and finds it. And that set up 3 players for forZe here to take long. And they drop a smoke towards the end of it, right on top of Molotov. And that's should they want to give the illusion that they've gone up long, that they've gotten really close, and that Nemiga should just be ready for an A hit. Right now, B site looking pretty empty. It's only Lollipop hanging out around Graffiti.
Oh, again, the re-aggression. They had a triple stack. Now, the only good thing that does for Nemiga is it means that forZe are going to commit fast, and this double stack should be able to hold, but it could have been so much more.
forZe a little weary here, and rightfully so. MDS with this AUG. Such a nuisance. The bomb's going to get planted. Lollipop's already in the site. The rotation's already there. How will they deal in a 2-on-3?
Oh.
Oh, they don't check him. Speedak all alone. They know where he is. They just heard the AWP ring out, and FaceCrack gonna take the challenge. In this A site, FaceCrack really comes into his own, right? Like, he's gotten a triple kill both time they've ended up inside of A.
Yeah.
At the same time, you know, with a bit of a slow start, maybe doesn't have the authority to be like, well, guys, I'm kind of tearing it up on A right now. It's like, FaceCrack, you were 0-10, bud. Let's just calm it down for a moment.
Hey, man. Hey, man, we understand, but also, yeah.
Keep it up.
They go up to double digits, so that's good for forZe. For Nemiga, not so much in control of this round, just pistols on their side. I say that, potentially this Deagle is about to do something revolting. Shot lands, and that's going to be enough to either back him away and not deal with that a different day.
Yeah, I don't know how he doesn't get traded. I say traded. Doesn't get a kill, right? But chance to escape. Rotates up for Nemiga again. This A stack has been prevalent on the CT side. Not a worry for forZe, who have often broken through it. Four here and connector. This is only pistols, but a really good round for Nemiga if forZe just commit straight up. Now let's see how these AKs do.
Oh, well, not the best of starts, and it's getting a little bit more worrying, but there's Flit and Almeza, who are like, look, guys, it's pistols. Come on. Come on, pick it up. And they will do exactly that. Box with the long wrap. And there is a man who did just check it. Almeza goes back in along with Z-Power there to help out, and forZe find 11. They succeeded in breaking the money in that last round. Now the reinvestment going to come through for the side of Nemiga. But one of the problems with this is that once you've seen pistols once, you know that for every round victory you find up against this CT side, you're going to see them again, depending on, you know, what's saved and whether or not they keep like 2-3 players alive, and then suddenly the opportunity to reinvest comes back in. But that's cool. Jerry knows all that. Guy's a genius. So, you know you've got Nemiga right where you want them if you want to get back into this game. And now it's just a matter of not dropping around. So, hey.
Easy, right?
Sounds easy.
Ooh.
Lollipop.
Ah.
Didn't quite see Flick getting across. Oh, there might be about to be a little skirmish here, and Lollipop, he arrives a little closer than perhaps he was ready for, but still there to get the better of him. Bombs at long with Jerry and Z-Power. But there's this old school bait and switch setup at long. Speedak there to draw the attention in, and while they're so busy looking to deal with him, while the AWP is posted up to try and deal with Speedak, that's where Box can isolate that fight onto Jerry, so they need to be cautious in how they approach this one.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
See, Speedak's so quick right now, and this could be a deathly A-side attack for forZe if they go with it. The bomb's already backing out. They want nothing to do with Speedak. It's actually wrapping toilet from long, so no more long control means Box is in a great position, but Speedak doing all the damage and taking all the names traded by Jerry, but it's not going to matter. 20 seconds, 3 here, and they never cleared long. Save is definitely the right call, but Box probably not going to allow it.
Oh, and Jerry never even considers the possibility that there was a second long player. After seeing the AWP peel back from that long fight to annihilate them at short, they're just anticipating that was it. That was the long hold. They never spotted the bait and switch setup. And that's one thing that's pretty evident, right? Like Nemiga, they clearly have more ideas that are very, very workable and pliable here than what we kind of saw from forZe in their CT half. Like, even though forZe did recover and did manage to get 7 rounds after that initial 7-0 start, it did oftentimes come down to like 1 or 2 players surviving, right? Having to clutch it out to keep the game going in forZe's favor. And it's very, very different for Nemiga, where a lot of these rounds feel clean, and it's because they are. You know, frequently they're keeping 3, 4 players alive. Box opening the round up again. That nade is good. Even though he goes down, it's a bit of a parting gift, doing 100 damage split between 3 players. Speedak back with the AWP. The last place you'd want to find yourself is boosting up against this guy. Now he misses that shot, smokes this off, flash through to try and get him back across, but forZe respond with a molly. So right now Speedak is still trapped here. Geo with that secondary AWP in the site, and Speedak spammed to death. Now that second AWP could come as a bit of a nasty surprise. He was spotted by the Toilets player, and the flash is good to get Almazer in. 3 in the round, and they keep it competitive. They put 12 on the board, as MDS is definitely saving this one.
Yeah, and so are forZe. Against 14, they go up to 12. And starting to look a little bit greener of pastures.
Moving regions real quick, some cool news has come through down the pipeline about our boy Bew from the New England Whalers.
Oh, yeah.
What's he done?
He's been picked up by Gaming, the Brazilian team who are based in North America. They already have an American. I was hesitant as well. They already have an American on the roster in Swisher. So I don't think it's a whole language change. I think they're already coming in English, I presume.
And speaking of more news, ESIC finds some MDL players guilty.
That's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Aussie 7 Australian players.
Indeed. Peppo think as a Peppo does. And we're going to think this one over with Nemiga, who've called a timeout on 14.
Yeah, I imagine we're going to see, like, at most a partial investment with a goal to buy up next round, right? Like, the pressure, while it's undeniably there, giving over 13 and then leaving yourself with cash is not as bad as forcing here and then ecoing to give up a 14-14. But what do I know? They've gone with the investment anyway. And honestly, I think that's a pretty big risk to run, right? You would have had a very good buy the round after this. Speedak could have brought the AWP into play. Now that doesn't happen if they don't win this round. They're going to have to take that partial, as mentioned, and then that there could lead to forZe tying this up. forZe going to throw a fast B play into the mix, and face crack. Oh, a couple of missed shots as he's the first man in. Oh, Flit with the wraparound through short does at least trade that kill out to leave a 4-on-4 open. But this B play has come to a grinding halt, and the shame of it all is that there was only 2 players here for Nemiga. They triple stacked A for the first time in their entire CT round thus far.
The B player, the barrels player, he just lives. And that's not what you want to happen in the beginning of the round. Speedak looking onward from heaven with his scout.
Oh, the bomb. It gets spammed through the wall. Plant denied. Plenty of time, but this is still not what forZe wanted. And all these rotates have come down lower. Flit spam from the short side. Speedak dead in the water. Jerry traded and Flit gone as well. It's all on the AWP of Z-Power looking the wrong way. They can swing him off the ramp, and they've done it. Nemiga find 15 on a broken buy back in that B site. And as you said, Harry, yeah, forZe just committed off the back of that kill. They would have had chance to plant, back up, maybe take another kill with them as well, but Nemiga were given all the room, all the time, and a heavy rotate down lower. They win it out on their map pick, 15-12. 1 round left for the CT side, and we take it to Dust 2.
Yes, Dirty Dust 2. And then Dust 3 there is our decider, if we do need it.
Dusty is Mirage. forZe, they got to wipe the dust off right now because 3 in a row for overtime is still interesting. It's still in their minds. Not thinking about that second map just yet. They've got one more buy here to try and hash it out. Orp is here. Almaze has had some excellent rounds, but he's actually relegated to the Deagle in this one, which is a bit of a shame. Definitely been the standout player for forZe in this map. Z-Power, though, we know what he can do, and he's already picked up one. Speedak and Con gone. Geo deep on long, and oh, no bike there, but he don't care. Almaze on the wraparound, shoots box in the back, and now it's all on Geo, who's trapped from both sides. The AWP finishes the job, and forZe with fighting them still.
That's such a terrible feeling. You're not sure which way to look. Only thing that you need to pay attention to in this round is the fact that Nemiga have given up this A bomb site in full. Bomb will be there planted shortly. You can see forZe doing a little bit of hunting around the map. MDS not really a way for him to get back into the site, and FaceCrack's going to ensure that by cracking his own face.
I'll do it. Yeah,
so that reset that would have been ideal to come in the round prior to last, which is a really confusing way of saying 2 rounds ago. You know, if that like reset had came in, suddenly you'd be at 14-14 and you'd be feeling very, very good about this, like very, very secure in your ability to at least lock in overtime. Now, is there a buy from Nemiga? I saw an M4 just then. Now, if they've gone for the investment now, like last time it was a risk and it paid off, right? And they at least had a bit of a buffer. But like now, if you forced here, oh, you're really, really like, you know, last time at least you had some M4s, like more than just one.
I think this, I agree, as weird as this is, it just comes off for the loss bonus, right? Because it has been so back and forth, because Nemiga have picked up rounds, they've only got 2K loss. Even if they kept their money, the buy wouldn't have been great.
Nemiga doesn't even have a kit in this round.
Yeah.
So really, really going for it here.
Risky moves. But I don't think you're getting to a retake with this buy.
Yeah, I mean, they would have got 1900.
Yeah.
So they could have. It would have been one player not without a rifle.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
It's weird. But like, you know, rifles with no util versus pistols with no util twice over. That's a call that they are willing to make. That's a risk they're willing to take. And, well, I think it certainly has carved a path for forZe to make OT happen, right?
Let's see if it pans out, right? Because either this will be a decision that comes back to bite Nemiga, or once again, they managed to make these weak buys work. You know, it's not like they've been bad to them, right? They've had a very, very good success rate with these force buys, but normally they've had a bit more on the cards. And this A site right now has got one player in it. Box is down in connector, and they don't know about him down in connector. Flit was there, but he never explored the depths. And Speedak has seen a player at long. Can he do anything? This one M4 has got to deliver for Nemiga, and it falls right away. That might just be the immediate save call, and it is. And to be fair, you know, now this kind of is all right, as long as they can get away with some of these pistols.
But what are you even saving, right? Like, you're not going to be able to rebuy M4s next round. So you're going to be, again, pistols with util or
full
SMGs.
util and kits.
Look how forZe are fanning out across the map, though.
Yeah, they know how important it is to take these guns away, right? Even though there's not, I mean, in reality, I don't think they realize how poor the buy is. Like, they might end up doing more harm than good if they give AKs over to these saving pistols. Ooh. Now, the AWP, you definitely don't want to give that over. You definitely don't want to give this over. And so Z-Power won't, not yet anyway. They've retrieved that AK, and Nemiga just decided to cut their losses, right? This went from 4 players saving to 2 players saving, and it might get even lower. They deal with the AWP, they deal with the AK, and they lock in the end of the round. They get out of it with an AWP and an AK.
That's
My
great.
goodness.
That is great. That's a beautiful save. That's better than 4 armored pistols. Oh my, you've given Nemiga a way back in if you're forZe here. And like you said, Harry, I don't think they realized how little was being saved. They knew they had an AK after they lose one, but it's the risk reward. Sometimes it pays off, and in this case it doesn't. Box with some beautiful shots on the exit. Look at this. Dear, oh dear. It's not going to affect forZe's buy all too much. They've got pretty much everything they need, but now look at the investment from Nemiga. 3 or 2 SMGs, a FAMAS, an AWP, with the kit, with Molotovs. Nemiga have the chance to close it right now. If not, we go OT and we keep running it back.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? The one decision that forZe made there was to send, well, you know, it was to have the AWP go hunting as well, and that's the one that I just don't agree with, right? Even if you're only up against rifles, you know they didn't have an AWP. Speedak didn't have that in that round, and he's the guy who often does, and you found him right away with just an M4. And so there was never meant to be an AWP for Nemiga. There was never going to be an AWP for Nemiga. And now there is. And Speedak currently topping the board, top of the server, in fact, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Certainly not the guy you want to put into this round with the big green gun.
Let's see if it's all worthwhile for Nemiga. He backs out along.
Because for forZe, they've got to be cognizant. They've got to be aware that there could be an AWP around any corner. Until they hear it fire off, they just can't really be too sure. So they don't want to go rushing into anything. They clear out Con. And so that's at least gone over the way of forZe. Now they have a way back to the B site should they need it, because Flit is waited outside of Monster. Now here comes that AWP that we were just talking about. Speedak missing a timing. But surely he's just heard Jerry.
He has cover as well. His back isn't up for grabs. Box is on the bin, and that's a tag. They know the AWP is here. Face crack hit. Doubling back. It looked like they were rotating con, but now they're pushing into A, and Speedak's here with another shot that does connect. Maybe B is the call. Flits through. MDS tuck, and he doesn't see him sliding and riding the curve on Monster. It's going to be a 5-on-2 to close the map.
X-Power with AWP out Monster. He's going to get flashed off a couple times. They've doubled down on him. Face crack towards sandbags, and now the rotation from the rest of Nemiga has to come through. This has gone horribly wrong for forZe at the end of the map of Overpass, and it will go the way of Nemiga. We're going to be going to a break. We're going to come back. We're going to break it all down for you all. Make it